Alright, what we're going to do is build the pool. Okay, so I inserted a cube. Then, itatapat natin to sa sahig. Okay. Tapos, tatanggalin ko yung ibabaw. Okay. So, I'm going to tab edit, press 3. Then, delete face. Okay. Then press 2. Select the edges. Then I'm going to extrude, scale. Okay. Then I'm going to select this edge and pull it back sa likod. Then select this one, put it there. Okay. Then tab out. I'm going to delete yung plane that I added. Okay. So if I go to my view, okay. Then before anything else, let's add some fences. Okay. So alright. Shift A, add a cube. Okay. Scale in X. Press 3. Grab. Okay. So let's add this here. Then scale in Y. Okay. So let's look at the style of the fence. Okay. Alright, on this side, the fence is narrow and straight, then it goes thick on this part and goes up that area. So let's try to do the same thing. Okay. So here, I'm going to select this. I'm going to add an edge loop. Alright, then we're going to select the face, then extrude. Okay. Then we're going to mirror this somehow. Okay. The other side of the fence is different, so we'll just duplicate this and grab in X. Oops, sorry. Duplicate, grab. Okay. Um, let's try to rotate this 180. Okay. Then go to edit. Okay. Press 1. This area has a lot of like tied bamboo on this area, so we can try and do the same thing. Alright, then let's select the floor of the swimming pool, Shift D to duplicate. So this is a copy of the plane. Then let's raise it up here. so that we can have a temporary water in the swimming pool. Okay. As I can see here in the reference, we have a potted plant. Okay, so let's try to do that. Okay, so the way you make a potted plant, okay, I think you have done something similar to this in our earlier meetings. You can, like, I'll just put it somewhere around here. Okay, and add a cylinder. Set the radius to something smaller. Then the depth. Right. So, alright. Press 1. Let's check if it's in the floor. So let's just look at the reference. Okay. Alright, so press 1. Okay, in scale. Then extrude, then scale out, then extrude, then move to the Z direction. Okay. Then extrude in, then extrude, move down. Okay. Then extrude again to close. Then press M, center. Right. Then position the pot beside the fence. Right. Okay. Now let's try to model the palm tree here. Okay. Although we can use an add-on to create trees, pero let's just model a a simple palm tree. Okay. So alright. Let me just position the 3D cursor. Alright, then let me add a cylinder, then make it smaller. Grab, put it on top, then scale on Y, no, scale on Z. Alright, if you would notice, there's a lot of vertices to manipulate here. We could either use a cube instead, so that it will be a lot easier to extrude and manipulate. Okay. So let me delete that. Let's add a cube instead. Scale it. Okay. Tab. Then press 1. Okay. Then scale in. We'll just add a modifier, subdivision modifier. Okay. Then extrude. Then extrude again. Then grab, rotate. Right? We'll try to copy this one. Okay. So then extrude, then scale in. So as you extrude and grab and rotate, make sure that your um, the stem is actually getting smaller. Okay. Then let's go to vertices and rotate. Right, so it's something like this. Then we'll just duplicate this stem with the palm added, palm leaves added. Okay. When we add a modifier here, a subdivision modifier, right? So you can see that it actually gets round. Okay, it becomes round. Okay, so we just make it a lot bigger around the bottom area. So we put this down. Right. I'm wondering why this one is very sharp. Let me uh, let me try and check. Oh yeah, that's the problem. So there's a face under it, so we have to delete that. Okay. Then I'm going to select one of the edges, then press F. Alright. So the next thing that I could do is try to um, add some leaves here. So let me just go back inside and select an edge. Right. This edge, Shift D. Alright, so that's a duplicate of the edge. Then I'm going to extrude it, okay, and scale it. Oops. Something like that. Okay. Then we're going to extrude it again and again, making it smaller. Extrude, something like that. Alright, so now the next thing that we're going to do is adjust this shape. Okay. So when you look at a palm leaf, right? So let's just build it with build the shape, right? So let's just build the shape like this. Then look at it at the top. Then curve the leaf. Then Let's add an edge loop, then pull it back. It's something like that. Then we're going to adjust the vertices. Okay. Then pull it in like this. Right. Then we're going to select the leaf and separate it. So press L, press P, okay, by selection. Then alright, hindi siya nag-separate. So press B by selection. Okay, so what happened? Alright, so if you would notice, the pivot point is in the bottom of the plant, so we have to move that and put it at the tip of the leaf. So we go to Object, Transform, okay, Object, Transform, Set Origin pala. So Set Origin, Geometry to Origin. Okay, so something like that. Okay, then we go to Edit, press L, move the leaf to the right so that we're our pivot point is at the end or at the start of the leaf. Okay. So what we could do now here is attach the leaf. Okay. Press 1, rotate. Right.
It's 9.
So in a way, this is like the one of those hard ways to model a tree. That's why there's an add-on. But this, just for the experience, it's good to also know how to actually add this or do a do plant modeling. Okay. So let's Shift D. Shift D. Be adding it, then I think we need to start scaling it. Palm trees get smaller and smaller at the end of its stem, so we could try and do that also. Okay. So Shift D. We can also rotate it, something like that. So Shift D, scale, Shift D, Shift D, and Shift D. Right? So this one, we could make adjustments to this. Okay, so this one we're going to put it at the tip of the stem, right? So Shift D, rotate, put it here, grab. Okay, then this one, let's just rotate this. Okay, so let's adjust the scaling. It got a bit small. So something like that. But we have to make the leaves um, move in different directions and orientations. Okay. So we can actually make it like rotate like this one, that one, in that direction. So it's a bit different. Okay. So that there will be some sort of variation. Okay. So you can do the rotation on view if you don't like pressing the axis all the time. So you could rotate. You can do the rotation on view, something like that. Okay. So rotate. Something like that. Then we can select the leaves. Right. Then we can combine this by pressing Ctrl J. Okay. Then let's mirror this. So go to the modifier, then mirror. Okay. Let's mirror this on X, but the problem is the orientation. So let's try and select the object, then go to apply. Okay. Apply rotation and scale. Okay. And let's try adding again the mirror. Okay. So it's not on X, so it's supposed to be on Z. Okay. So let's move our palm tree, right? So something like that. Okay. Now the next thing that we can do is we can duplicate this particular stem. So Shift Z, box select, so box select this area, okay, Shift D, then press P, separate by selection, right? So now we have, so rotate on Z, we now have a copy. Okay, so we can make duplications of this. Okay, but we have to set our root to this particular object. Okay, so what we can do is click this, then go to transform, object, transform, set origin. Okay, 3D cursor, 3D cursor to selected. Wait, Shift S. 3D cursor to selected. Alright, so our 3D cursor will now have to become the pivot point of the leaves. So we click on the leaves, go to object, set origin, origin to 3D cursor, right? So now we can make copies of the leaf. So Shift D, then rotate. Okay. So I think we need to make adjustments on our leaf here. So Wait, let's all right. Then select the leaves that are they're not connected to the stem, so let's move it. Okay, similar to this one. So press 7, select, rotate, then select this. Alright. Okay. Now we can make these two, the stem and the leaves, to be connected with each other. But first we have to apply the modifier. Oh, wait. I think I duplicated the floor. Let me just remove it. Alright, so select the leaf, apply apply the mirror. Okay, then select on the stem, then press J, Control J. Alright, so now we can duplicate the leaf. Okay, so let's go to the top view, Shift D, rotate, Shift D, rotate, Shift D, and rotate. Alright, so we can go on different views and angles and change the orientation of our or angles of our leaf. Alright, so that's one way of creating the palm tree. And when you select the trees, the palm tree that we have created, you could actually try and add the subdivision surface. Okay, so select your stem. You can only like have the subdivision in one, so that we won't be having problems with the number of the resolution. Anyway, since the view of our plant is really from far away, so we don't really have to make it smooth. Okay, so that's one way of adding plants. Okay, so let's put this group or collection so that when we duplicate it, it only goes in one as a group. Okay, so let's create a new collection. So this will be the plant. Okay, alright, so what I did was I parented all the leaves into the pot. Okay, so what I did was to select all of the plants first, then shift select uh, the pot, then control P to set it as a set parent to object. Okay, so let's select this and duplicate. Let's select all of this. Okay, then shift D to duplicate, then let's add the plant on the other side. Right, so that's it for now. We'll continue for the next video.